All right, now we have been talking about transportation. Oil, obviously, a huge part in the fortunes of the car makers as well as airlines. Oil's moved towards $70. Does have the bulls cheering, but who are these bulls, and are speculators jumping back into this market, the dreaded speculators? We have crunched the numbers, and here with some answers is the man who did the crunching, markets reporter Adam Johnson. Adam?
We did, and guess what, Matt? Speculation is down. The CFTC, I know, it's surprising to people as oil's come up, but speculation is down. The CFTC provides weekly data that enables us to go in, and we crunch the numbers, as I say. They break down speculative buying and shorting versus actual hedging. In other words, airlines who just want to hedge against the price going up. Again, we crunch the numbers. Here's what we found. Since February, the amount of speculative contracts in the front month of oil, down 24%. Now, I'll tell you what, we put this stuff on a graph to make it kind of easy to grasp. And
it's amazing, first of all, that you can break down the numbers like that.
It is, yeah. And when you go in actually into the futures, your broker will ask you, are you speculating, or is this a bona fide hedge? That's the actual term, bona fide hedge. You have to say that.
It's interesting because you wouldn't expect, in a lot of markets, you'll never get anything like that, right?
Yeah, no, that's right.
We were talking about blind pools the other day. In a lot of markets, you can't even see who's doing the buying and selling.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. Futures are very closely regulated and closely watched. Anyway, here's the chart that starts with crude. As you can see, since January, crude's been rising, and of course, here it is most recently, now that we're up about $70. Now, here's where it gets interesting. If we can overlay the speculative position, boom, look at that. Okay, that's exactly what we're talking about. In other words, when crude was down at 30 bucks, the speculators were in big. That's about 244,000 contracts worth of speculation in the front month. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They bought low. They bought down at 34, 35. But guess what? As crude's been rising, what have speculators been doing? They've been selling, Matt. Look at this. This is the line. That's speculative open interest, okay? And what we're talking about is a move from 244 down to a low of 171,000. Now you say, there's your 24%. What about recently? Well, as you can see, it has, yes, admittedly started to tick up recently, but that's just to 185,000. It's 24 off the low, and it's 30% off the all-time high. So speculators are not really driving the bus.
It is interesting, and this is actually going the other way, but it was cool. I don't know if you saw yesterday, Andy Cinco was doing a hit showing how many people have been piling into the ultra-short ETFs. So,
oh, yeah.
Obviously, when you get up to a level like this, maybe you expect that because people think that the numbers are going to go back down. But
yeah, that's right. Here's another.
Those are pure speculators.
Pure speculator. Oh yeah, but also that's a much smaller market in terms of dollar volume. Yeah, that's absolutely right, but much smaller. Now here's another very key point. Speculators typically account for anywhere from about 15 to 20% of the total volume on the futures. All right, so they operate at the margin. And when they come in, they can actually move the markets. You and I were talking about that at the break. They can actually move the market. But right now, they're not moving it. The speculators are down.
Yeah, all right, cool. You know, I often talk with Carol Master about speculators in the oil market.